and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that old outlaw, that cagey outlaw, Waylon Jennings. And a lot of stuff this week, and all kinds of stuff coming in this week, and a very, very busy week as far as action figures. It really feels like a ton of pre-orders all really just came in at once, almost overwhelming to most people, but not me. I'm powering through. I spent pretty much every night this week getting ahead on reviews, working all night, because I will be traveling this weekend. Saturday, Sunday, I'll be in Chicago. Pequod's Pizza, gotta go there, hopefully. But also the Kane County Toy Show, the biggest toy show in the United States. I will be checking that out on Sunday, so expect videos from that, of course. And then I've been traveling. Last week, I was in Kansas City. I was all over for that. Had meetings this week. And then, of course, next week, so I get back Sunday night from Chicago, get up first thing Monday morning, head to Springfield, Illinois, almost around St. Louis area, so totally different part of Illinois, but very southern Illinois. So I'll be in the Springfield, Illinois area Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think. Then I'll be back home for a couple of days, and I got another toy show next weekend. Man, no rest for the wicked like a young Ozzy Osbourne or Randy Castillo. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. Shout out to old JG there. But Randy Castillo doing good things these days, that's for sure. But a lot going on the channel, a lot of cool stuff coming. I know some of you guys that have been following along with everything that's been going on between social media and, of course, both YouTube channels. Make sure you subscribe to both of them, Kyle Peterson 2.0. Overflow unboxings. I'm putting 3 videos out every single day. It's not enough to get through everything. So a lot of the overflow stuff going to Kyle Peterson 2.0. Some banger videos over there. We got Turtle Tuesday every week, of course. An extra toy hunt video over there every single week. Eventually, we will have live streams. A lot of people saying, when are these live streams starting? Hopefully sometime in November. I got some big-time business meetings coming up, and then we're going to get cooking. We'll get cooking hopefully every single Thursday night. Obviously, with my work schedule, there might be some Thursdays we can't do it. But Thursdays is about the best night of the week for me to do a live stream. So we'll do it. We'll see how it goes. Should be a fun time. You're all invited. How about that? How about that? So more to come on that in November. Got some surprises still for the rest of the year here. A lot of cool stuff happening, and maybe a little Easter egg to that in this video. So stay tuned, stay tuned. But let's dive into it. Of course, I talked about my travels, but we also got the Patreon giveaway for the month of October. Shout out to all the Patreon members over there. Tons of content. A lot of this stuff that you're going to see today is going on Patreon much earlier. A lot of the wrestling stuff's been up there for a few days. Like I said, I had to work this week to get way ahead on things, but a lot of videos over there. Probably 300 videos that are not on traditional YouTube over on the Patreon right now. A lot going on. So check out the Patreon. But this month, October, the Patreon giveaway, Ultimate Edition, Andre the Giant. Old Andre. That is the giveaway this month. So if you want a part of that, check out the Patreon, link in the description below, as I always do say. And then some of the videos this week, I can't even list them all. There's so many videos on the channel. Is there anybody working harder? The hardest working man in YouTube, like a modern day James Brown. Really, at the end of the day, in all the good reasons. The bad stuff, James Brown, no, I'm not like that. But the good stuff, like wearing a cape on stage and throwing it off, that's me. That is me. But this week, Kyle Peterson 2.0 channel, Turtle Tuesday, Leonardo. Oh, yes, Leonardo over there. We did the Toy Hunt Part 2 with good friend of the channel, good brother Jeff George. We were hot on the hunt in Kansas City again the day after, of course, the AEW show. Check out that video if you did miss it. A lot of fun on that toy hunt. We did unbox Chun-Li Street Fighter. Got my wife Angie back on the channel for another Extreme Sets with the sewer layer. We got all kinds of stuff going on over there, and a lot more stuff to come in the future. Stay tuned to that. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. You don't want to miss some of that kind of stuff that is coming. Then the regular YouTube channel, the one you're watching on right now, we unboxed LA Knight 141, brand new basics. Basics are back, baby. I don't know if they really ever left, but you know what I mean. But we did unbox that. Elite Series 105, we're still currently working through that. Elite Survivor Series, almost said SummerSlam. Elite Survivor Series Wave, we unboxed those on the channel this week. Going to start Royal Rumble couple videos next week. So there's a lot of Mattel Elite stuff coming. There was like 20 Elite figures that all came at once. Seth Rollins, of course, top picks in the Dusty Rhodes gear. A lot going on over there. Walmart AEW exclusive Chris Jericho. Some people don't like that figure. I absolutely love it. So check out that video on Jericho. Man, I got hot. You always know when the Mad Face comes out, it's a bad review. Slushhead Mattel Masters Universe He-Man line. Man, oh man, I was just hot. I was hot. I got too cocky without being too cocky is what happened in that video. Check it out for all the gory details if you want to see that. We unboxed some G.I. Joe Classified once again with Vipra. Everybody needs a little Vipra in their life. The Python Patrol Target exclusive. Buzzer, hot off the truck from Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. Tripwire as well. A lot of new Joes. Man, they're churning these Joes out. It's amazing how much Joe content is coming. We also unboxed a good heavy hitter this week. Filmation series, or I should say cartoon collection, technically series. Beastman and He-Man, the brand new replacement for retail for the Masters Universe. We unboxed those on the channel this week. Top 5 Lita, we did that one there. And then we did our weekly toy hunt. 2 weekly toy hunts now. One on Mondays on the other channel, one on Fridays on this channel. A lot of hunting to be done, of course, on my travels. And of course, you're traveling, you got to stop at these Walmarts, Targets, toy shops. You got to do it. You have to do it. So we did some of that this week as well. Took a bunch of girls in the middle of the night to a sliced pizza place that's open like 24/7. What kind of a parent am I? Who knows? But it's 2 a.m. Let's go get slices. Sure, why not? That's how I roll right there. So there it is. That is the toy recap of this week of all the videos we did here on the channel. There was even a few I skipped out on. There was so much content. So make sure you subscribe to both channels. But now it's time. It's time for the question of the week. All right, time for the question of the week, and this one's not too fun of a question, really, especially for longtime viewers of the channel, but a lot of people asked last week, maybe it was new watchers, not exactly sure, but I got this question 3 different times in the comments, so I said, well, if 3 people are asking, I guess I'll throw it out there, and of course, this week, Patreon members got the big Q&A video going this week, the monthly Q&A. I will be filming that this week on my travels, probably from a beautiful Hampton Inn or Hilton Garden Inn, something like that, but look for that, Patreon members this week. But the question here, Kyle, where do you store all of this stuff? Where do you store all this stuff? And my response usually, a lot of people think like, I sell it, and that was the other question. Do you sell, do you like unbox it and immediately sell it on eBay? No, I don't. And then I usually direct people, hey, the first video, the literally first video on my channel, there's my action figure toy tour. Check out the toy tour. Dangerously close to doing a new toy tour for 2024. Probably going to do the same thing we did last year. Patreon members, you'll get it for a while, and then eventually we'll put it on traditional YouTube. So that should be coming here in the next month or so. So I got to get ready for that as well. Stay tuned, more on that in the future. But where do you store all this stuff? In my house. That's where I store it all. And do you sell on eBay? Very rarely, a little bit here and there. I also, of course, give first dibs to Patreon members because we do a video series here on this channel called It's So Hard to Say Goodbye. And me, just like every other collector out there, sometimes you're just not feeling a collection anymore and it's got to go. That's where I announce it to the world, sell it in the Patreon if they want it, or send to eBay, my local toy store, something like that. It's just got to get out of my house. But I don't sell a whole lot of stuff. I'm a buyer. I'm a collector at heart. I'm not one of these people that just buys stuff to buy. I like this stuff. It's a sickness. It's a sickness. So I do got some of that going on. But I store it all in there. I don't turn and burn my figures, things like that. I mean, I think people think I'm just constantly selling them. But no, they're on display all around me. There's 28 Detolfs right around me. It's not just this 5 here. There's a bunch. Check out the action figure tour. If you haven't seen it, you can see where everything's kind of stored, put together. And got some new displays to show off in the upcoming video. So stay tuned for that as well. So that is the question of the week. Not too fun. Another person said, Kyle, how do you keep it so clean and stuff? Well, search my channel. There's like Kyle Peterson Collection Tour Part 2, where I explain how I keep this so clean and dust-free. It's pretty easy to do, but there's a lot of variables involved, and I explain all of that in that video. One of these days, we'll probably make an updated one, so I don't know when. Maybe to follow this one. I don't know. We'll see what happens, because we do get that question. Shouldn't this all be dusty all the time? And no, not if you're doing it right. Not if you're doing it right. So there it is. There's the question of the week. Now let's get down to it. Let's get down to the weekly purchases. All right, we kick off round 1 of weekly purchases and doing it a little bit different this week as it is Monday right now. Can you believe it? Welcome to the past. It is Monday. As I am back in town, I've been kind of all over the place the last couple of weeks, and I got some traveling to do later this week, but I usually do weekly purchases on Fridays. That's true. It's a deep, dark secret there. But this is some of my haul that came. All this stuff actually came in the mail today. And I am going to try to, later this week, get started on some of these unboxings before I do weekly purchases, just because I'm starting to really get backed up, and being gone for a week, that obviously backed me up as well. So this is from Monday of this week. Can you believe it? Of course, round number 2 will be a little bit more current. We'll talk about that stuff in a little bit, but let's knock it out. Let's go through round 1 of weekly purchases. Series 105 Mattel Elite. Look at that, the new packaging. First time we're seeing this. Old Johnny Gargano, hot off the truck from Ringside Collectibles. As usual, use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. We got old Braun Strowman doing Braun Strowman things. His return to the Elite line. We got him going on there. We got Io Sky. Don't call her Shirai. Io Sky coming in at 105 as well. We got Dominic Mysterio. Got to imagine this is going to be the heavy hitter of this line. Amazing what he's been doing with his career, how the popularity has risen. But we got Dominic back in the Elite line. And oh boy, somebody giving him a run for his money. Big Papa Pump, first time in the line, Scott Steiner. How about that? Look at that chainmail looking really good. Looks like a guy I saw at AEW Dynamite last week. There was a guy in like the second row sitting here wearing chainmail. I don't know what he was up to. I think he might have put Excalibur away for the night and was out to the wrestling matches. How about that guy right there? And then to finish off 105, we got Carmelo Hayes ×2. Regular and Chase Edition Carmelo Hayes. Of course, we'll unbox all these. Then at the very end of 105, we'll unbox the Chase, and we'll rank the entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite, as we usually do. With the hits, guess what? They keep on coming. They don't end right there. We're going to the WWE Royal Rumble line. We got Beth Phoenix, last time in the line. Could be her last time. We got Beth Phoenix in the mail today. We got Batista. Oh, Batista looking good. The Animal Unleashed once again. So we got Batista. First time in the line. Last time in the line. We'll see what happens. We got Ridge Holland in the Royal Rumble. Virgil Build-A-Figure Wave. How about that? Everybody loves a good Virgil. Sure they do. And then finally we got Brock Lesnar in the Royal Rumble line right there. Looking good. Looking like a Brock Lesnar should look. No doubt about it. And the hits, they keep on coming. We got a brand new top picks. We got Seth Rollins in his Dusty Rhodes gear. Of course, that's going to match the defining moments Cody Rhodes to a T. So Seth Rollins through the door as well. I'm here for that all day long. And then finally, my first basic 141 figure. Yes, you heard it. I guess I should say first new basic articulation figure. 141, it is what it is. But this is LA Knight. LA Knight, first time in the line, definitely not last time in the line. As I always say, Mattel, very smart to put him in as a basic first. Everybody will buy this, then they will buy his first Elite as well. But can't wait to dive in. We'll do this by itself. We're going to dive in. We're going to give this articulation. We're going to put it through its paces. We're going to see what all the fuss is about with these new showdowns, or these new basics, I should say. But the showdowns got them as well. An interesting time if you're a basic collector. I think a lot of people are going to be jumping on that basic bandwagon here very, very soon. So we do get those, but we're not done with new stuff. Hot off the truck from Walmart. Oh, Chris Jericho in purple. Oh my gosh. Good friend of the channel, Chris Jericho, kinda, something like that. But Jericho looking really good here, looking dapper. Dare I say dapper? Looking good in purple. And I've had so many people reach out to me and say, hey, this looks like you, Kyle. So it's me and Jericho, our twinning figure here. Of course, I'm known for all the purple I wear, as we do know. But we do get this one right here. And then one that came as a hot deal. I couldn't pass this up. $12.99 on Amazon. I don't need this. I already have this. But for $12.99, sign me up all day long. Luchasaurus Jungle Boy 2-pack. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus all day long. If you guys saw AEW Dynamite a couple of weeks ago, check out the clip right here. Luchasaurus, my boy. Not a wrestler, I'm a Big Brother star. Yes, he's my boy. Luchasaurus!
Worst dinosaur!
Best dinosaur! How dare you!
What did he say? I don't know if I'm done with dinosaurs.
He said he's gonna kill you. He's my boy.
He said I love him!
Luchasaurus!
What did he say?
Oh, baby, yeah, me and Jeff George, a good friend of the channel, Jeff George, of course, he was getting on that dinosaur. And I was rooting on that dinosaur. But Luchasaurus, great guy, salt of the earth, of course, lives off the earth, being a dinosaur. But I'm all in on Luchasaurus. I said for $12.99, I'm picking this up, and here we are. The more Luchasaurus figures, the better. Get me a repaint, turn him into Dark Luchasaurus. That's what I really want at the end of the day. But the wrestling hits keep on coming. All this stuff through the door here today. Of course, Zombie Sailor. Heels and Faces. Series 2, the day has finally come. The much anticipated, highly awaited set. We got Raven, looking only like a Raven could look, straight out of ECW. And then we got Nick Gage, looking only like a Nick Gage could look out straight out of GCW. How about that? And then we got Andre the Giant in blue. Of course, we know black coming for Thanksgiving, Black Friday. Old Andre the Giant through the door. One I'm very excited about, since we went to the same college, briefly at least. Not together, not at the same time. I wasn't born yet, but it's fun to pretend. But we got Bruiser Brody looking good. Of course, this is a pre-order edition with the fur, so that's a different than some of these other ones. We get the devil himself, Kevin Sullivan. How about that? I'm here for some Kevin Sullivan figures. As long as Kevin Sullivan's been around, it's crazy how little amount of figures. I think he's only had 2 figures, including this one, if I remember correctly. So good to get that one there. And then, of course, we're going to bust out the old 5 count. We got old King Kong Bundy looking only like a King Kong Bundy could look. So there it is. Quite the round one of weekly purchases. All this stuff at the old doorstep today. A busy wrestling day. A lot of unboxings to keep me busy for the next couple of weeks. No doubt about it. On top of everything else that's coming here. On top of all the stuff we got to in last week's weekly purchases. Man, oh man, what is time? How do I find more of it? I don't know, but we're off to round number 2. All right, we're changing wardrobes. Of course, I did film that earlier this week as I needed to get started on those unboxings that you saw of all that wrestling stuff. So now we're back to the more current by a couple of days, whatever you want to call it. But we're round 2 of weekly purchases. Looks like we'll have 3 rounds here today in total. But let's start it off here. And I got to give a special shout out this week to Samsonite for Life. Oh, Samsonite for Life. He sent me this out of the kindness of his heart. Totally humbled that somebody sends me things anytime somebody does. But I've been struggling finding this Target exclusive Target employee Casey Jones, and he did send me one. So very nice of him. Very appreciated. I always appreciate things like that. And of course, then a couple days later, I start seeing him around my area. But still, a very, very nice thing to do. There's no doubt about it. He gets the old Good Brother of the Week shout out right there. Thank you very much. So there you go. And let's keep on coming. A little McFarlane this week. How about Sinestro? I'm not sure. Do I need the Chase version? I don't know. I'll probably pick it up and hold on to my receipt just in case. But there is a greener version in Sinestro. But this one looking pretty cool here. Did find this. And then speaking of Chase versions, I know for sure I need the Chase version of this one. It is Hawkman. Oh, everybody loves a Hawk and a man. Put them together. What's better than that? I don't know. But Hawkman here looking good. But man, that Chase one, that's speaking to my Kenner Superpowers heart. It's that 80s version. I will find that. I'll definitely need to pick that one up along the way in my travels, so we'll see what happens there. And then I got the old Marvel Knights, the Amazon, coming in hot with these. I finally got Blade, the last one of the last pieces of the puzzle. But I did get Blade, so I do got to unbox this entire wave. Hopefully get to that when I return from my traveling next week. We got Blade going on here. And then one I forgot, I even ordered the San Diego Comic-Con. San Diego, beautiful this time of year. 2023 exclusive Jada Toys Boo Berry cereal. Of course, we had Count Chocula and Frankenberry last year. Boo Berry this year, so I'm here for that as well. Very, very cool. And speaking of exclusives, how about New York Comic-Con? NECA exclusive, Phantom of the Opera, Glow in the Dark. Oh my gosh, how about that? How about that? And of course, this week NECA did just recently announce the Dracula, Bela Lugosi one. So we got that one to look forward to as well. But got to unbox this on the channel. Dad, you'll have to come over one of these days and see what you think about a Glow in the Dark Phantom of the Opera. Oh, can only be riveting. Riveting. But we're not done. How about back to Batman Animated Series? We had some of these last week. Finished it off this week. Got my Scarecrow. It was delayed about a week, but I did get Scarecrow this week in the mail. And then, of course, watched the Toy Hunt videos. Came across old Scarecrow Chase Edition this week, and I will unbox these together. And to me, you put one head on one, you put the regular head on the other one. Bam, it feels like 2 different figures. That is my plan right there. But we've got 2 different versions of Scarecrow. Great for the Halloween season, no doubt about it. Got that going on. And then I did break down. You saw this in the video. I decided to pull the trigger on this one. I'll probably unbox this one with the Batman because they do go to kind of hand in hand. So then I'll do Robin and Mr. Freeze as the other video. So stay tuned for those. Subscribe to both channels. Not sure what channel it'll go on yet, but we do got those coming in hot. And then we got one last thing. I did pick this up this week. Finally pulled the trigger. What could I be up to? I guess I'll let it speak for itself. What could this be all about? Who knows? You'll have to stay tuned. But let's move on to round number 3. All right, let's finish it off with round number 3 of weekly purchases here, and we're going to dive right in. I found these two at my local Walmart. Still missing Mondo Gecko, but I did find the April O'Neil. I did find the Ray Fillet. I'm not too sweating about it. These are usually fairly easy to find if you're out on the hunt, and I'll find Mondo Gecko eventually. I will. I always do. So there you go. Talked about these earlier. G.I. Joe Classified Series Buzzer. A little bit of a surprise via Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. Came in stock, and man, I couldn't have ordered fast enough. Got Buzzer in hand. Gotta say, a little disappointing, though. A little disappointing, especially in the head. Maybe that's just me. Who knows? But this one did come hot off the truck right before I started filming. G.I. Joe Classified Tripwire. Look at that one there. One of my all-time least favorite Joes as a kid. He was one of those guys that died right away. But this one looks pretty cool, especially with the pet rat. Man, if he had a rat back in the day, maybe he would have been a favorite of mine. Who knows? Then I also got from Amazon my second Snow Serpent. So that was kind of interesting. Snow Serpent coming through. So I did get that one. And then I talked about the Blade earlier. I forgot about Clea. And I don't even know who Clea is. But we got her to complete the Mindless One Build-A-Figure. So an interesting one there. So like I said, got to get around to getting that whole set done. We'll get it done. We always do. We always do. Now we're going to finish off weekly purchases here with a little Mythic Legions. I did buy that Reinforcements pack. It went up for pre-order last Saturday. And I shouldn't even say pre-order. It went up for order. Sold out very quick. I dived in. It was one of those things. Do I? Do I not? I'll do it. And I ended up pulling the trigger on it. We'll see how it goes. But we do got this one right here. And I'm not even going to read the names off because I can't even pronounce them ever. But we got the Big Ogre. This is the one I was the most excited for as usual. So we got that one there. We got a little knight action. Everybody needs a little knight in their collection. I don't even know what this guy is technically. Kind of like a knight type thing. Who knows? This Mythic Legion goes deep, as we do know. And we've unboxed Mythic Legions on the channel before. Figure Obscura, we've unboxed those as well. So check out those reviews. I do have the last set of Mythic Legions. I still have not unboxed on the channel. I'm just getting behind. I'm just swimming in it. But we got another one of these. This, oh yeah, sign me up for this one. I love a dwarf. I love a dwarf with a big beard, man. Little people, love them. Love them. Got this bat-like guy, of course. Got him. Like I said, I'm not even going to read his names. What's his name here? Vampire Phalanx. That's not so bad. That's not a bad name. One of these guys got to have a rough name, don't they? Golden Knight 2. All right. Maybe I was generalizing a little too much. We got the old Golden Knight. Looking golden, huh? Right there. And then how about this guy? Shadow Orc Grunt. Okay, well, these weren't that hard to pronounce, but we did get him as well. So we got a couple of the Mythic Legions through the door this week. You guys know me. I dabble in the Mythic Legions. I'm just a dabbler. Too many figures, too expensive to get everything. But the ones that catch my eye, I do pick up. And we'll see. Of course, at the King County Toy Show this weekend, there's going to be a lot of these there. Might end up pulling the trigger on one or two. We'll see what ends up happening there. You never do know. And of course, you never know what's going on the channel, but there's a lot going on the channel every single day. But let me know this week, what did you pick up? And let me know in the comments what you picked up out on the hunt or from your pre-orders. Of course, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day. And then some. And we've got even more content for you, of course, over on Patreon. Early access to both channels' videos on Patreon, of course, and all kinds of other stuff. Really is quite the value, if you ask me. Maybe I'm biased, who knows. But check out the old Patreon channel. Be a part of the giveaway as well. Don't forget to support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Don't forget to follow along on social media. Paul64 on the X and _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram and on Threads. And you know what I'm doing? I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way back to Illinois.